Hi, there are a couple of difficulties we have with the modern dark, very dark grey 3D Studio Max user interface. Um, you can see the highlighted panes have this very subtle brown rim to them, and it's not really clear as to which pane we are in or have activated. The biggest problem we have, though, with the modern dark interface is that it's not at all clear when a modifier in a modifier stack is activated or not. And if I just grab this object here, we have an edit mesh modifier here activated. Um, or rather, it's turned off at the moment, but there's absolutely no differentiation in this modifier stack bar between activated, like that, and inactive. Okay, activated and inactive. Now if we happen to have the selection set open, we can see when we click on it here that the vertex selection is open here, and indeed on this viewport here we can see that the vertices are open for selection, but this isn't clear to especially to the new user. The danger here is that people will continue to apply modifiers to a piece of geometry, creating a nice healthy modifier stack, as we call it, but that they leave modifiers open lower down in the stack, and this is kind of a big no-no, a mistake. So what can we do to fix this? Well, one thing we can do is we can go back to an older version of the Max user interface, and that's a lighter version called AME Light or Max 2009. Now it's very retro, but it does help a lot in terms of clarifying, especially whether the modifiers are on or not. How we do this is we go up to this Customize tab here on the main toolbar. We click on Customize, and we go down to Custom UI and Default Switcher. Click on that, and you can see we're on Default UI or AME Dark, and all we need to do is change to 3D Studio Max 2009 or AME Light. They're more or less the same interface, so it's this one here or this one. Okay, if you go Set, then it will load up the user interface. It'll give you a warning then that the default settings will take effect the next time you start 3D Studio Max. All this means is that the next time you start 3D Studio Max on this machine, it will use this interface. Okay, so you click the OK on that, and you can see it's a much clearer interface. When the panes are active, you can see there's a bright yellow activation telling you that this pane is active or not. But crucially, if we look at the modifier now, the edit mesh modifier is clearly inactive here because it's this dark grey bar. When we activate it, it comes up clearly yellow. Okay, and this really tells us that that modifier is open for business. But crucially, when we're adding modifiers above this edit mesh, we need to know that we're going to close this, otherwise we'll lead to all sorts of problems up the modifier stack. Okay, so again, this is open here and everything is workable, and then we close it, and now we'll be able to add modifiers above it. Okay, so again, the idea here is to change the user interface to a lighter grey and older version of the Max interface so that we get some additional user interface functionality in the active panes, but mainly so that we get a clear display of whether the modifiers in the modifier stack are active or not. Okay, so that's the end of this one.